Right then, sorry about that. Okay, so I think everyone's been before, so apart from one person, which is probably Erin. So all we do is we do a little 5-minute warm-up to start off with, and then we do a circuit which we'll repeat about 3 times with 40 seconds on each exercise. So we're going to start off really simple with a leg swing forwards and backwards. So just get your weight onto one of your legs and then swing your other leg backwards and forwards. So someone's just joined, so I'm going to carry on with that, and I'll let go. And then you can swap sides as well. I think we're all right. Okay, so if you've not moved on to the other leg, then you're moving on to the other leg. You might need to put your arms out for balance if you don't, or hands on your hips, and thinking about less movement in the upper body. So the movement's coming from your hips, and then we're going to go across. So we're taking our foot across in front and then back behind. So again, movement in the hips, movement in the lower body, just getting everything warmed up. Your hands can be out to the side, they can be on your hips, whatever feels comfortable for you. And then we'll move to the other side. Okay, the sun's getting hot already today. I thought it was going to be cool this morning and it's not. Ooh, okay, so one more. And then we're going to move into an old throwback from aerobics. This is one for my mum, spotty dogs. So we're going to do 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, and alternate arms. So we're getting whole body moving in this way, arms and legs. Getting a little bit out of breath. Okay, and then we're going to move on to a toe touch. So if you just bring alternate hand to alternate foot up in front, if you can keep your legs straight, that's great. I can't, try and keep you back and your core engaged. Alternate arms to legs. Okay, and then the next one is a little bit of coordination. We did this right at the beginning, I think. So imagine there's a cross on the floor in front of you, and you're going to jump forward to the top of the cross, then to the side, forward, back, side, side. So we're imagining that cross, and we're going from up to the top of the cross, then back, then to the side of it. So forward, forward, side, side, forward, forward, side, side. So this should really get your heart rate up now. If that one's too easy, then what you can do is do it on one leg. So we go forward, side, side, forward, back, side, side, forward, back, side, side. And then swap for the other side. You can stick with both feet if it's too hard. I won't make you change direction today. Okay. Now we're just going to bring some mobility into the shoulders. So if you put your hands on your shoulders, and then we're going to bring our elbows in together and then back overhead and round. So really feeling full mobility in your shoulders. So trying to get as much movement in there as possible. And then we'll go back the other way, so forwards now. So bringing those elbows in together. Should be feeling nice and warm now. I definitely am. And then we're going to go into a swim. So just bend from your hips forward, try and keep your upper body as straight, as stable as you can, and we're just going to go into a bit of a swim movement. Just getting movement into the upper back, into the thoracic spine as well. So you might be twisting a little bit here. That's what you would be doing if you were swimming. Keeping your elbow above your wrist. Thinking about getting your fingers into the imaginary water first. and your core should be rotating with that. And then we're just going to bring ourselves up and just freestyle with your arms backwards, and then we're going to start the circuit. So the first exercise is a kind of modified yoga exercise, and we're going to lean forward from the hip, and it's more geared towards running, so this is going to help you with your running form. So bring our knee in and one arm, the opposite arm in, and then we're going to lean back, and we're going to bring the knee in and then back. So we're going to do that on one side for 20 seconds, and then we'll swap sides. So get yourselves ready to start the first exercise. So in, back. So you might feel wobbly. If you feel wobbly and you need to kind of stop and restart, but look at a point about 45 degrees on the floor in front of you, and try and keep your hips level as well. So when your foot goes back behind you, swap legs now. When this foot goes back behind you, think about the straight line here. So it's a bit like running, but not. Running, engaging your core. Okay, so next exercise we're going to do, now I've got my step here today because we're doing tricep dips. You can do them off the edge of the sofa, or you can just do them on the floor as well. So if you're doing them on the floor because you haven't got anything to raise yourself up, you just lift your hips up and you're lowering down in this position. If you have got somewhere to raise yourself up on, it can be anything, it can be the sofa, whatever. You want to get your hips as close to the edge as you can, and we're just going to lower down and up. The higher the step, the harder it is, because you can go down lower. So we're going to start now, so lower yourself down and then up. Make sure you don't lock out your arms when you come back up, so you keep a slight bend in your elbows and keep your hips close in, or you can do them on the floor and just look straight ahead. So tricep dips can be quite hard. You might feel this tomorrow if you don't do them very often, because we don't use our tricep muscles that often. So we've got a few seconds left. Last one. Okay, and then we're going to move into side lying leg raises. So just lie down on the floor on your side and prop yourself up on your elbow. So your elbow should be underneath your shoulder, and there should be a straight line going down through your body. And then we're just going to lift our leg up and then lower it down. So we're doing 20 seconds on one side, 20 on the other. And we'll swap around. So you can make this movement really slow if you want, because actually you'll engage the muscle a little bit more if you're doing it slower. It's actually harder to do things slower sometimes. And then swap around to the other side. I'll give you a bit of extra time to make up for the swap. So toes are pointing forward. We'll do 3 more. So this is working your glute muscle. It really isolates part of the glutes, this exercise. Okay, next one. We're doing low boat, but we're going to do it with some flutter kicks. So similar to what we did a few weeks ago, we're going to go into boat pose, which is our feet off the floor a few inches, hands facing towards the toes. But then we're going to bring some flutter kicks into it. So I'll tell you when we're going to go, and you might need space behind you as well. So just going to make sure I've got space. Right, so we're going to start in boat. So just bring yourself up into boat, and then just start flutter kicking your feet. Now, if you remember, this is quite a tough exercise, so you might want to come back down and then go back into it again. Then what you can do is bring your arms into it too. So if you're doing backstroke, A nice sunny day. You're in the sea. 5 more seconds. If you want to come down now, that's fine. Okay, and then lower. Right. Next one we're going to do is a lunge. Round the clock lunge, so that we're getting in all planes of movement. So we're going to be stepping forward and then out to about 2 o'clock and then 3 o'clock and then behind, and then we're going to go round the other way. Move that out of the way. Okay, so we'll start in a few seconds, so when you get yourselves ready. And that lunge, we're keeping the knee so it doesn't go too far past the toe, or if you've got any knee pain when you're doing these, then just don't bend as far, or maybe give it a miss. Okay, then we're going to go back round the other way. So forward with that leg, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and then behind, and the other leg, to the side, and then forward. Okay, that's actually 1 round with 40 seconds, so that's perfect. And then the last exercise in the circuit for today is up-down plank. So, up-down plank, we're up on our hands, and then we go down onto our elbows, and then back up. If that's too difficult, then you can go onto your knees and your elbows and just hold a plank in that position, or just hold a regular plank. So we're going to start. So from this position, down onto your elbows, and then back up. So what I also like to do in this one is alternate which hand you go up and down with, because you'll naturally go one way round. So try and alternate it so you're not always doing it the same way. Okay, we've got around 10 seconds left. If you get tired and you want to just hold a plank or have a rest and come back to it, that's fine. And then back up. Well done. Okay, so we're going to go around the circuit again. So we started with a modified dancer, which was the running, the kind of running action like this. So we get ready to start. Do 20 seconds one side, 20 seconds the other. So knee into chest, and then back. Remembering to keep the hips stable, engage your core, look about 45 degrees away. Okay, and then we swap in sides. So knee in and hand. Sometimes get a bit wobbly on these. One more. Okay, and then we're on to tricep dips. So find your, wherever you're going to do them, get yourself set up, and then we're going to go for 40. So keeping your hips close to whatever you're doing your tricep dips on, or remembering to keep your bend in your elbows as well, and looking ahead of you, keeping your neck in a neutral position. Okay, we've got 10 seconds left. Okay, and then we're into side lying leg raises. So lie on your side, pick yourself up on your elbow, and then we're just going to bring our leg up and lower. And then we'll do 20 on one side and 20 on the other. What we might do actually is just hold for 5 seconds on this side. So 5, we're going to hold here for 5. And then lower, and then swap. So you should feel like you're a bit stronger, possibly, if you've been doing this every week. All the exercises are getting easier. Okay, so we're going to hold for 5. Excellent. And then we're now into the boat. So this time around, if you did last time, you might need to have a little break. You know, you're going to definitely feel this in your core. So we're going into low boat, and then we're going to try the flutter kicks. So we're starting now into low boat, and then start with some little kicks. Try and keep your lower back in contact with the floor. If you're getting too much of an arch, you need to reset. They're going to bring the arms into it now. So we've done 20 seconds, halfway through. Just looking up at blue sky here, it's really nice. Okay, that's 40 seconds. I stopped a bit early because I was losing my form. Okay, and then we're going to do our round the clock lunge. So about hip width, feet about hip width apart, and we're going round in a circle. So forwards, out to 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, behind, other leg, out to the side, 2 o'clock, and then to the front, and then back round the other way. So same leg goes forward, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, behind, other leg goes behind. Okay, we went a bit faster that time, so we're going to do another one. And then out to the side, and then we'll finish off in the centre here. And then the last exercise, is our up down plank. So get ready to get in your plank position. And we're starting now. So up down, remember to alternate which elbow you go down on, or you might just be holding a plank position. If you're holding the plank position, try not to let your hips dip. So think about your hips being pulled upwards as you're doing plank. Just over halfway through. Got 10 seconds left. Okay, last one, up, and we're round to the last circuit. So we're back to up on our feet and into the running position. So get your balance on one leg, and then bring your knee in and out behind. Remember, keeping those hips level, keeping your gaze about 45 degrees down on the floor helps you balance. I can't talk and do it at the same time. Okay, we're swapping now, so get your balance on your other leg, bring your knee in, arm in. So this is also working like the posterior chain as well. Okay, good. Right, tricep dips. So find your space for your tricep dips. And then we're ready to go. Remembering to keep looking ahead in this one and making sure you're not knocking your elbows out when you come back up. a little bend in the elbows. Got 15 seconds left, just over. This is our last set, isn't it? Okay, well done. And then we're back onto sideline leg raises. So slither down onto the floor, elbow underneath your shoulder, nice straight line through your body. And we're going to start and we're going to do another hold this time. Okay, so we're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower, and then swap your side. And then we're going to hold again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're on our backs now for the boat. So just make sure you've got space behind you if you're going to bring your arms into it. And we're getting ready. So if you come into your boat pose, just hold it for a little bit and then bring your flutter kicks in. Remember to keep breathing as well. Just tend to hold your breath. Okay, we're about halfway through now. So we'll bring our arms into it. Yeah, just resettle in it. Got 3 seconds left. 2, 1. Well done. If you managed to hold that the whole time, that's awesome. Okay, and then we're going to do a round the clock lunge again, so back on our feet. And we're going forward. 2 o'clock. Out to the side. Behind. Other foot. Out to the side. 2 o'clock. And forward. And then back round the other way. Okay, and then we're going to go back round clockwise for me. I don't know which way it is for you. Depends if you've followed. Which way you followed me. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Okay, and then back forward. Then back to the centre. Okay, so the last exercise we've got is the up-down plank. So we're going to get down into our plank position. And then after this, we'll do a few stretches. So into plank, down onto your elbows. And then remember to alternate your hands if you need to. Okay, we're over halfway through, just really engage your core. Five seconds left. Well done. Excellent. Right, so we're going to do a little bit of a stretch now. I'll just get my watch on. So the first stretch we're going to do, just get yourself in a comfortable seat. So sit down wherever you're most comfortable to start off with. And then we can either just bring your arm across your body like this to stretch across the back of the shoulder. Or if you want to, you can bring your arm over and then cross your other arm and see if you can link your hands together in front of you. If you can't, it's absolutely fine just to stretch in this way. If you have both hands, and start to lift them up a little bit, and you'll feel a stretch across your upper back. And you can lower them a little bit and then reach them up. And you can do the same with holding your arm like this. You can kind of, it's just to get a bit of blood flow in and keep some mobility in your shoulder. So up and down if you're in this position. And then we can swap round. So whatever hand was round the other way. So if you'll pull that arm across, or I should have said which arm it was and I haven't. Got all mixed up with my lefts and rights. So just move your hands up and down. So you're feeling, it's kind of like massage across the upper back. And then we will do a tricep stretch as well, because we did do tricep dips. So if you want to just drop your hand down your back, and you can either just push that elbow down, or if you want to, you can try and join your hands and then stretch across there. So when you're doing this stretch, just make sure that your head isn't coming forward like this. So keep a nice straight line through your spine and through the top of your head. And take some deep breaths here as well. So and then we're going to swap. So other arm goes up and down, and then you might not be able to reach this side. I can't for some reason. And then just breathe nice and deep. One more breath in and out. And then bring your arms down by your sides. Okay, then we're just going to do a little bit of movement in the ankles. So rotate your feet round in one direction, and then back round in the other. And then we're going to bring one foot in, and then try and lean over the straight leg. So you might want to bend in the knee if you want to. Or you can straighten your knee, but some people will be able to reach their toe, no problem. That's not the goal though. The goal is to feel the stretch and just to allow your body to release in this position. So take a few deep breaths here just to allow yourself to kind of calm down. One more breath in and out. And then we're going to swap sides. So the other leg goes out and you bring your foot in. This foot as well could be down here. It doesn't have to be right in to your groin. And then turn to face that leg and then lean over, fold over. And just take those deep breaths in and out. Okay, and then we're going to do quad stretch, quick quad stretch. I keep forgetting everybody's there. So get your lie on your side and put your knees together, and then we're just going to hold the ankle. Rest your head down on the floor for this if you want. It's probably more comfortable. So squeezing the hips forward. Taking a few more deep breaths. We'll take 2 more deep breaths in this position.